Okay, welcome to the board meeting. And I'll have Brian start introductions.
Brian Colesworthy, Teton County Planner.
Deb Coverdell, Teton County DES and EMS.
Alan Gagne, Teton County Road Soup.
Dick Snellman, Commissioner.
Joe Dellwo, Commissioner.
Clerk and Recorder Paula Jaconetty.
Melanie Martinson, Shoto Acantha.
Welcome. First item is minutes from September 7th. And we had a work meeting on August 31st.
I would move to approve those minutes as written.
I would second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. No road encroachments at this time.
No, there's
Yeah,
one in
yeah.
there. It's in there somewhere. It's Deep Creek Ranch.
It's right there. Okay, we have one for Deep Creek Ranch, a culvert. And it's been signed by Alan.
I would move to approve
Wait, where is it located at?
Deep Creek Road.
Deep Creek Road. About 150 feet from their approach going into the shop area. Up to the south.
So I would move to approve.
Any questions? I would second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have an emergency management performance grant, which is a match for $36,300. And Deb, do you have any?
That's just the grant that provides the source for mainly salaries for Steve Rose and for myself. And then any other planning we have, like our planning projects for our emergency operation plan and mitigation plan, and then some supplies and stuff, so.
I would move to approve that contract.
Any other questions? If not, I would second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is it a 100% match?
50%. 50%.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna be stupid now. Math, challenged. Is it, so the county needs to provide $18,000 or does it?
36,500.
Okay, so it's a one-to-one match.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Total 72,600.
And where does the funding for the county match come from?
General fund.
General fund.
Okay.
She's a 1,000 fund.
Gotcha.
Growth policy.
We had the planning board meeting last night. The growth policy has a couple more grammar errors to be fixed. And the document's sitting with Staley to finalize the formatting. And then the board agreed to receive it next week for the final approval. We'll do a resolution. Lee and Pandora will probably sign off on that, and then I'll bring it to you in the next commissioners meeting for your review and approval.
So we'll just table it for now.
Yep.
Okay. Subdivision resolution.
These are the new fees as of October 1st that are approved through the legislature. And those are the new rates that Staley will be charging us for any additional subdivision reviews and contracts with them.
Okay, and you want a copy of that now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I would move to approve the new subdivision fee structure.
Resolution number
2023-25. And it replaces Mel 2022-31. So it's been, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And this is Country Squire Estates comments.
We have none for the this is the final, our last hearing for final comments for the final plat. We've had none.
Okay,
They should be in this afternoon or later this week to have the plan signed off on.
so we'd already,
You've already approved it pending their DES, and they do have their DES paperwork, and the ag covenant's been lifted. They've met all of the requirements were put forth.
okay. All right. Mill levy change resolution.
So I was at the Mako meeting last week, and Mako is not taking a position on this subject. Talked to the county attorney, and his recommendation was to leave the mills at 95. And Mel, I gave you
Yeah.
all the information. It's a pretty complicated argument, but basically Mako is letting the counties decide what to do on this, and the governor is saying to levy the 95 mills, Department of Revenue is saying to levy the 95 mills. Mako won't say whether to levy the 95 mills or the 77.9 mills. And after talking with Joe and reading through all the stuff, I am not convinced that we have the authority to levy less than the 95 mills. So I don't think we need to do any motion or anything, do we? Because if we're not going to change it.
No. and-
Can you make a motion?
No, because we've already adopted our budget.
Right.
Yep.
This would have been to amend, which again, I would have thought we would have had to have a public hearing that stated that we were going to amend our budget, but
It's a really complicated
It's
issue,
very-
and I'm just not convinced that it's the correct thing to do. It would be very tempting to give our taxpayers, myself included, a little break on our taxes, but the state of Montana doesn't feel that that's our call to make, so.
And I reiterate that too. I really don't think we want to put the taxpayers on the hook for a lawsuit either.
So we'll just leave it at that.
What was the amount the other counties are levying? 72?
77.9.
77.9.
And Paula brought this, what is there, Paula, 21 counties have agreed to do this already? And I assume they feel that there's more to come. So it's gonna be interesting to watch.
Well, litigation's already been filed, so.
Yep, so it's gonna happen, it's gonna be in the courts.
on a county that has not filed a resolution.
And litigation's been filed by, what was the person's name in Yellowstone County? But there has been litigation filed against the Department of Revenue
Right.
to drop it to 77.9, which I would agree with. If they drop it, I'm good with that, but I don't think that we have the authority to do that.
Then the next item is our auditor retired, and we have a new auditor for the county. And that's Dole and Associates, Lolo, Montana.
What was the name of that?
Doyle?
D-O-Y-L-E.
What was the name of it? Who did it before, Paula?
Don Davies,
Don Davies.
Davies.
Okay. And the new one is Dyle.
Yes.
Correct.
Doyle Auditing,
Doyle and Associates, PC,
and you said they were out of,
Lolo, Montana.
and I can't remember, did you guys do an RFP on these or just?
We did not, just because there's no auditors out there.
Yeah, at our winter meeting at Mako,
They said that we did.
it's down to like 3 or 4 firms that will even touch county auditing or government auditing. So I'm happy that Paula found somebody. I think Don facilitated that, which was nice of him to do because he's retiring.
What will their rates be?
But hang on.
I
It should
believe
be-
it's the same as what we've been paying Don, isn't it?
Isn't it on the very first page? Oh, maybe it was on the, then it's either on that or the back page.
There is a,
It should be like $28,000 for the first year and then $25,000 for each additional.
that's correct.
So 28 for fiscal year
Even,
24.
yeah.
Yeah.
And 25,000 for the next 2 years.
I would move to accept the audit contract.
I would second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So, are there any commissioner reports? Other, you went to the.
I went to the
meeting?
Mako at Butte, and it was a lot of it. This 95 mil deal took up a lot of time, and again, I just wasn't convinced that we have the authority to do it, what they're asking the commissioners to do, and it makes me a little uncomfortable that Mako won't take a position on it. So,
Any public comments? Public notices? If not, our next meeting will be October 19th.
I just thought of a question, I'm sorry. You haven't adjourned yet?
No,
no, you're good.
So with the library system in the county, basically out of cash right now, is there, do you guys have any plans to meet with the cities and try to figure out something? You want to float them a operating loan from PILT, or do you have a plan? And how are their bills being paid right now?
I can tell you that we're very hesitant to float them an operating loan out of PILT because of the precedent that it would set. So I'm not a hard no on that, but it would take a lot of thought before the county would do that. So as far as them operating right now, that's a Paula question.
Whoa!
Oh, I just felt the bus.
We've had that discussion. I'm not sure how they're gonna operate. We've
Well, okay.
encouraged them to,
So as of right now, they are operating in the red. They are, I think right now at the end of September is $25,000 in the red,
I think I came up with 40
just for the end of September.
because I'm including the cash reserve in there because they have to refill it.
But I already took that.
Okay, well,
Well, but you have to refill,
Yes,
yes, so
it
yeah,
has
so
to
it would
go.
be, right,
Yeah,
because
it
that
has
has to be in there. Their current bills, any extra books, supplies is coming out of their contributions and donations budgets that they have accumulated through the years and have been very frugal about spending them, so they do have some spending money. The county does have to discuss what to do, as we do have a new auditor. We are going to put it out there to the auditor to see what she recommends, because a department cannot operate in the negative.
right.
So we'll have to, what we're gonna put out, we just signed a contract, so now I can ask her questions. So I will put that out to the audit.
So they had roughly $16,000 in cash to reappropriate and $14,000 in cash in their cash reserve. So they made it through the first month, July, with bills being paid, and then they started going into the red in August and September. So is the county just not paying the employees right now? I mean, where are you getting money to actually pay them right now?
They're just.
Or are they not being paid?
They're being paid.
They're being paid,
And
but
it's just, it just put it into the red further. Until I can get to the auditor, say if we have to do I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to do a due to, due from.
Right, but where's the county getting the money? Because they have none. It's spent. So are you guys having to pull it out of PILT to pay for that? Or are you taking it out of other people's cash reserves?
No, right now, they're in the hole. So so if you took all the cash, I mean,
Right,
it's gonna
it's
come
gone.
out of the, the bottom line, it's just gonna decrease the cash of the total county.
Okay, so the county right now is covering their bills.
it's coming out of the budget, but we have
Right.
not specifically,
Made a due to, due from,
Yeah.
which I presume that's what our auditor is gonna recommend to do. And I don't believe that it'll come out of PILT.
no. I would be really hesitant to do that.
Because we're not supposed to once PILT is spent, we're not supposed to be able to reimburse back to PILT, so it'll probably have to come out of the general fund, would be my recommendation. But I will let you know when the auditor, poor auditor,
Throw it under the bus right away.
And just another follow-up question on that. So at the end of 2 years ago, at the end of 21-22, the libraries had $36,000 in cash to reappropriate coming into their 2022-23 budget. And the county in that budget year, 2022-23, did not levy the full 2 mil levy that the voters have approved for libraries. You guys only levy 0.87, which is about $21,000 based on last year's mill levy. And so this year, coming into the 2023-24 budget, they only had $16,000 in cash to reappropriate compared to $36,000 the year before, which is it's exactly $21,000 in difference. And so I'm just wondering, part of the reason that their cash might have been that low is that they didn't get the full value of their mill levy. And I'm wondering about, and maybe the library board doesn't routinely discuss their budget at their meetings, so I didn't hear any kind of discussion about, well, we don't need the full 2 mils, we can go with 0.87.
And we usually just go with what they request.
they submitted a budget.
Hindsight's 20/20. If we would
Yeah.
have foreseen this, I
Yeah, we would have done.
would have had
yeah.
that discussion with them, but I
Right.
didn't see it coming.
Right.
Yeah, no, they submitted a budget that did not require to use that full 2 mils.
Not that $36,000 would have fixed this, but we wouldn't have gone negative until September instead of
It
negative in
would have made a
August.
difference.
August, yeah.
But the way that works, they request us to levy the mills. It happens with the Conservation District, the Council on Aging, and we go with what they
And
ask.
Extension 2, I would imagine, all those
Yeah.
extension.
Extension.
Yep. So we go with what they ask for and assume that they have their reasoning for it.
Yeah, Council on Aging is the other one.
Yes.
Okay. That's all my questions, sorry about that.
Not a problem.
Sorry about throwing you under the bus, Paula.
That's okay. That's
Any
what I'm
other-
here for.
If there are no other questions or comments, we'll adjourn. The meeting is August 19th. Next one.
October.
October.
October, excuse me.